Yo, what's up, people? I'm Wesley.
I'm Pam. Hey, y'all.
And I'm Aaliyah.
Oh, wow. So we done found a new way to go live on Real Talk for the. It's been like what, 4 months?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh Lord. Okay, so
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get right. I'm
we are live on Real Talk for Christian Walk.
Hey.
I did it. I'm trying to fix myself. Hold on.
Oh Lord, Pam, you can't be doing nothing while we live now.
I know. I'm just trying to fix my chair, bro. Like, y'all know I got kids. They real talk.
Oh God, I can't.
And he is.
Right. Get my children playroom / office Monday through Friday / hustle on the weekend. Hold on.
You know, you can't run from nobody in the quarantine.
I know, right? Bro, I'm just trying to get it together. All right, hold on. I'm coming back.
Please do, child. Please do. Get it together.
Y'all can see him.
While Pam is getting everything together, this is the quarantined edition of
Yes.
and Walk. We are from our respective homes. Social. This is called virtual social distancing. So,
Yes.
what we want you to do, we want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, so we are currently recording on YouTube and Facebook right now. So what we want you to do, we want you to share this with as many people as you possibly can. Share this with as many people as you possibly can. Let us know where you're watching from as you come in. Let us know where you're watching. All right. Yeah, we just gonna kind of sort of do a free for all tonight. We have no prepared script. We just gonna go for it while Pam is just still trying.
I don't know what. Bam, there she go.
Wow. Yeah.
And God said, "Let there be light."
Hold on.
Yes. And the light just went back out again.
Hold on. I put my camera off. Yeah, I know a little tech stuff here too, Wes. Watch the slide back in. Y'all ready?
Bam.
Now we were talking for almost an hour and a half, and
yes.
Go live. Pam wants to fix stuff.
I'm trying to fix my picture.
Pam, you had an hour and a half to fix your picture.
Yeah, but then my kids ain't bothering me. Oh, what am I? All right, let's just get to it. Let's do it.
Okay.
My feet propped up.
So let's talk about how this pandemic has affected you guys. So how have you guys been holding up? I don't want to talk to your hand, Pam. How have you guys
literally?
I was adjusting the camera.
How have you guys been holding up during this pandemic? Like we've been in quarantine for like I think 2 months.
Here we go.
Or have you guys been holding up, being at the house all day with your kids?
Well, it really hasn't been that bad, y'all. I mean, outside of the fact that I'm not making no money.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get on that money in a minute.
But other than that, it's been in my house. It's been a wonderful time of bonding, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it started something like that, but I'm just gonna be for real with y'all. On this Good Friday night, my children, I got on my nerves. I'm working from home, and it's 3 on y'all.
Yeah, pray for Pam. She got 3 kids in the house. 3 of them.
Y'all see that glow though? That ain't nothing but the Holy Ghost. Y'all see that? Okay. I'm gonna drink something from my cup, you guys, but I promise it's not alcohol. It's we don't drink alcohol. It's body armor.
It's holy water.
Yeah. It's body
armor. That's good. That's good. That's good.
That's what we're drinking tonight.
As for me, I've been working from home. I've been working from home ever since I think since the middle of March, mid-March, I've been working from home. Of course, I still have to go in 2 days out of the week, Wednesday and Sunday, but it's very easy to social distance where I am when I'm having to go in to conduct our live streams and what have you. But actually, for me, being home really hasn't been that bad because I've had more time to focus on and accomplish some personal goals, and I'm getting a lot closer to reaching those personal goals now than I probably would have been had I been busy. Had I been busy with work, because those of y'all that know what I do, it's a pretty demanding job. Like, it's constant. So my workload has significantly decreased. Actually, it may in some ways it's increased, but in a lot of other ways it's decreased. And I haven't had to do as much busy work as I normally have. So I've had more time to focus on some of my personal goals. So that's been a great thing. Not to mention, I've been able to save a lot of money since the pandemic.
Me too. Yay, me too.
I've been able to save a good bit of money since the pandemic.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Well, I don't have no choice.
I mean, I really want to focus in on Aaliyah right now, because out of the three of us, I work in media ministry full time. Pam works in insurance, but Aaliyah is a hairstylist, and that's interesting for Aaliyah because in the great state of Georgia, our governor has one of the first places that the governor has opened up has been beauty salons, massage parlors, tattoo places, places literally where it's almost impossible to social distance. Now, Aaliyah put it out there. The shop that Aaliyah works at has opened for business, but Aaliyah put a message out there saying that she is personally not, her booth is not open. I think was a great act of faith, because you just said you're not making any money, and you can go back to work. You can tell your clients, "Hey, I'm doing hair," but you decided to put your health first and the health of your clients first by not opening. So why, given that you're not making any money right now, and the governor has opened up hair salon, and your hair and the store that you work at is open, why did you decide not to open your hair?
Pretty much the reason that I decided not to go back yet was because I just felt like why there's still a lot of businesses that are not open, and those businesses I feel like are at less risk than we are, because we are one of the industries that we have to touch people. We up close and personal with people, and so I was like, well, that's kind of funny. Like people who don't even have to work that closely with the public or anything, like they haven't even gone back to work yet. And then all of a sudden, we went from social distancing and quarantining to boom, we can go back to work. Like,
right.
And so I just felt like, I just wanted to wait a little bit longer just to make sure. I know it's still going to be a risk involved, and there's still going to be precautions that have to be taken, but I just felt like, it was just kind of sudden to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest. Yeah. So I totally agree. It was a tough decision to, decide not to go back yet, but like I'm planning to go back now, but it's still hard. It's still a hard decision. But I felt like I needed to wait. I felt like it was best to wait, to kind of feel it out.
Well, I personally think you made the right decision because
Me too.
I mean, I get it. I get it. When money's not coming in and you know you have children, you have a house to maintain, it can be difficult. But I believe this is a season where we have to put people over profits.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are trying to avoid taking a hit, avoid taking a loss. The bottom line is in this season, it ain't avoidable. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna take a loss. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
you know,
take a loss.
it's pretty much inevitable. I mean, you know, it's already. I mean, some people have already started to really feel it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I am married, and so I don't have to pay all my bills by myself or anything like that. So, I mean, some people in a different predicament, they may have had to go back. Some people that I know, they were like, hey, I gotta go back. I don't have a choice but to go back. So, I thank God for being able to wait a little bit longer, and I just pray, I just pray that we all gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No
And
matter
it's
what.
also where the multiple streams come in at, y'all. See,
Yes.
this is a learning
And I have
experience for our
really,
generation.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And
rightfully,
the
I
crazy
have been
thing,
trying to work on it too since
and the
I've been
crazy
out.
thing about it, and the crazy thing about it is, you know, on my end, um, since this pandemic, you know, I hate the fact that my brand and my business has grown because of the pandemic, but that's essentially what's happened.
Oh yeah,
Ever since this
you're the man
pandemic,
right now.
my business has actually like my name has been put out there even the more because of this pandemic. Now, personally, from a moral standpoint, I don't like how my name has gotten out there. I hate the fact that it took a pandemic for it to happen because you know the ethical side of me is like, hey, you know, people are coming to me for advice on what to do, and I'm basically making money off of a pandemic. Now, from a moral standpoint, I do feel kind of bad about that, but everything happens for a reason.
Hey,
Um, I have consulted with pastors from across the country concerning this pandemic on how, because a lot of them are trying to live stream for the first time, or live streaming really wasn't as critical for them as it is now, because literally this is the only way that they are able to get the message out. And what it boils down to for a lot of these churches pastors is that a lot of them were blindsided by this, and they literally had no other way to get the message out unless their people came to church.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the places where I've worked, the question has been, if we live stream on this platform, that platform, are the people going to come? You know, of course, you know, I can understand from a pastor standpoint, it's a lot more comfortable when you have thank you Nick. Appreciate you.
Okay.
oh, I thought that was Nick. I'm like,
Yeah, let me show that one. Walking your season, don't feel bad. I appreciate it. I just hate, you know. Well, I guess I shouldn't because this is what it was purpose for. But I mean, it just sucks that it took a pandemic to where pastors literally didn't have a choice but to seek a me out and get us.
Right.
No, I wish it could have been. You know, it's unfortunate that it took that. But yeah, most definitely, Nick, I hear you. But it's just been very interesting. The conversation we've been having to have is what would we do if this pandemic wouldn't happen? What wouldn't have happened? What would church look like if this pandemic didn't happen? Yeah, I believe this is really shifted the mindset of the kingdom in a lot of ways, because in the
Definitely.
you right now are seeing more creativity from the church than you have probably seen in the last 100 years.
Yes.
The drive-in services with the
At least the
Zoom,
last 35 for me.
with the Zoom, where I am, we started kind of like we started online programming, the way we have programming going throughout the week. This is the most creativity on how to reach people this church has seen in at least 100 years.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. Let me mute. I'll be right back. Y'all know I got 3 kids. Hold on.
Pam is dealing with her kids.
Hey y'all, it's real talk, and yeah, we really got kids. You
Lord,
just can't see mine. I got kids, cats, everything. Anyway, but yeah, Wesley, I mean, it's really been awesome to really see the creativity. It's like it's mind blowing. And
Yeah.
what I really like about it is a lot of people have just been so willing to share and to help other people because, like you said, a lot of people, they had to seek out a person like you because they really didn't have that. A lot of people weren't really ready, with the technology, their services, their churches. They just didn't have, certain things to set up. And I've just, it's just been amazing kind of to see like people pull together, reach out, help, share info, just to try to make sure that the gospel still goes out because we still need the word, y'all. So
Right. To answer Nikki's question, do you think this has shown churches how important it is? Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Because I have heard several preachers say, not recently, but prior, several preachers have said if they want to hear the word, they need to come to church.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing has always been this. Yes, you are going to have some people that take advantage of live streaming and take that opportunity to attend Bedside Baptist. Yes, you will have that. However, there will be those people that hear about your church via live streaming and then decide, if I can feel the atmosphere like this via live stream,
Right.
I wonder what it'll be like in person. Because for me personally, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, a lot of the churches that I have visited in years past, during the season where I was not being fed where I was and was looking for a church home, I would look to see who was like. I would look to see what other churches were around, and if I got an opportunity, I would sample their service via live stream. And if I liked what I saw, that made me want to go to that church because at the end of the day, especially during this pandemic, what's the main thing you're hearing? I can't wait to come back to church. I can't wait to come back. I'm ready to come back. When we gather back together, we gonna shout for 40 minutes for an hour. The people would rather be in church, but at the end of the day, you've got to have this avenue to draw other people in. Now, what I'm saying where I'm working is, in actuality, our numbers have actually increased where I am, where people are live streaming. People are actually still joining in decent numbers, even through this live stream. So what that's gonna mean for us is, whenever we do assemble again, the church is going to be 20 times stronger because we had the proper things in place to make that happen.
Right.
I mean, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all, before this happened, me and my mom was having a conversation about live streaming because I do. I'm very nosy, y'all. Now I'm not messy, but I like to see what people are doing. I get inspiration from other people and seeing what they're doing. So I do a lot of webinars. I do a lot of things online just to see how people have things set up. And so I was telling her that I'm in a lot of webinars and different stuff with people, and it's like for 500 people, 500 people on live at one time in a class, or not even necessarily a church service, but I was just telling her, like, is this a new way of assembling? You know, we know what the Bible says about assembling, but you know, it's just something to think about. And then who knew that right after me and her having this conversation about, you know, what is the church going to look like? Is this a new way of assembling? You know, because, you know, we're just not just looking at each other, but we're interacting with each other in the comments. We're talking, you know, we're talking back to each other. I mean, I've had different ministries that I've done webinars. I mean, they're contacting me. I mean, and once you keep looking at stuff, it's almost like you kind of got like a digital relationship. I mean,
yeah,
so,
I totally agree.
So I was just asking her, like, wow, is this where we're going? Literally, this is like maybe a week prior to us shutting down and all of this happening. And now we have no other choice but to do this. That's the only way. So I just thought that was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about, you know, wow, is this a new way? It's something to think about, because a lot, like you said, a lot of the older, not even old preachers, but just a lot of people, like, you know, hey, if they want to come to church, they need to come to church. You know, I don't want to lie to you, because they feel like it's going to not make people go to church. Not realizing that this is like a whole nother world you can reach out to.
Absolutely. A world that they probably wouldn't hear of you or check you out otherwise.
Exactly. Right.
Because I want to say something. I want to say something here. Here's what I think a lot of people miss. You know, we've all grown up in church. I'm a church boy. Y'all church people. Your dad's a PK. Pam, you've grown up in church. What have you? You know, because y'all grew up in church long enough to hear the song "Give Me That Old Time Religion."
Right.
If it's good enough for grandmama, if it's good enough for big mama, it's good enough for me. Well, an outhouse was good enough for my grandmama. Heisting up your windows to let air in the house. That was good enough for grandmama. I need air conditioning.
Right.
What was good enough for grandmama ain't necessarily good enough for me.
Pastor gonna preach.
So I'm just saying. So, and it's sad that in a lot of ways, to a lot of people, church is not authentic unless it's behind the curve. Because a lot of people take the phrase phrases in the Bible, be in the world but not of the world, out of context.
Right. Okay.
That's about how you should live your life. That's talking about how living a life of holiness. It has nothing to do whether or not the church should be with the times as far as technology, how you reach different people. Watch this. Jesus performed he may have performed the same miracle several different times, but not once will you see where Jesus performed the same miracle the same way. There are 3 different times where Jesus gave a person sight. Not one time did he give a person sight the exact same way. In one way, he spit in the person's eyes. Another way, he put in the person's eyes and told him to go wash in the pool.
Y'all better get this teaching.
Another way, Jesus just spoke in the person's eye, and the person gained their sight.
Okay.
No, go look it up. And no, Jesus never performed the same miracle the same way. So my point in saying that is the God we serve is a God of creativity. So if you're determined, I'm not going to be creative for the sake of not being like the world, that goes against how Jesus conducted things. Because the way Jesus conducted things was extremely creative. We serve a God of creativity. So in a lot of ways, you honor God when you're being creative.
Help the people with.
Yeah, I mean, God, He gave us that ability. He, in the Old Testament, He specifically gave people those creative abilities like being artists. I mean, it goes all the way back to the Old Testament, but aside from all that, we have a responsibility to serve the present age. You ain't serving the present age if you ain't serving the digital people, okay?
Right.
If you're not serving the digital community, where is the present age? They are on social media. They are on the internet. They are, I mean, if you ain't serving on the internet, you're not serving the present age.
Right. Nikki had a question for you some time ago. We got wrapped up in that context. We missed Nikki's question. Nikki had a question for Aaliyah. How do you feel this will affect how you work in clients?
How I work on my clients?
Yes.
This has affected it because it's really restrictive. Like I said, we are a business of touch, you know what I'm saying? And so this is a time where we don't want to touch anybody. Right. We're social distancing. We fist bumping, elbow bumping, but I can't do that. I can't do your hair without doing that. So for me, it has just kind of like put a lot of restrictions on me where I really cannot operate as freely. I can't have many people. I don't have a lot of people. I don't like to schedule a lot of people like that anyway on top of each other. But at the same time, I still, I have to be more, it's more sanitation involved. I mean, we already had a responsibility, we already have certain guidelines, but it's just way more restrictive because you have to be even more careful. So for me, it makes me not want to. I already told my clients when I come back, I'm working on limited clients. I'm not going to do but so many people because I need time to adequately clean, disinfect, even more so than I did before. And I need time to get my mind right. Right. In between people. So it's really, it's really gonna be, like even just like, in the beauty shop, we talking, we laughing, we have a good time. And, I feel like all of that is just gonna be very restricted now.
Yeah. Okay. So Nikki had another question. Do y'all think this has affected tithes and offerings, this pandemic? Do you think this
I want to know that too, Nikki. Some preachers that I know, they said that they haven't been, but I've heard, like I watched Pastor John Hanna a lot, and so he has actually been taking up offerings for smaller churches and actually giving them money. And he was just talking about all of the things that he had been hearing a lot of preachers say that they are really struggling with their tithes and offerings, that they are really struggling and they are hardly making it. So, but I don't know personally around here, or I don't know people that are like saying that, but that's what's being said, that there are people that are struggling and they're not getting the tithes and offerings. But for the record, y'all better pay y'all tithes out.
Pam, pay your tithes now.
I need that. I'm a stickler.
Let me just tell you, I think it was a podcast that we did. I'm not quite sure, when it was, but I think we talked about some money situations way back when. And, like I said, I'm not going to tell y'all what to do with your money, but if this did not prepare you for a time as this, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You can't just be out here writing checks, buying J's, buying bags. Now, I love bags, but listen, I praise God. I mean, I still got a job for this, but I was prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
I'm saying, when you think about your money, look at all of it. I mean, I still want you to pay your tithes, so you get what's attached to your tithes. But at the same time, don't just get caught up in that 110%. Make sure you got another 10 for yourself too. Right. Y'all know how I feel. We just talk about it 10.
Obviously, since I work at a church, and tithes and offerings is basically how I'm able to get a paycheck. Obviously, I was interested as to whether or not people would continue to pay their tithes and offerings. But thankfully, where I work, people are continuing to still give, and honestly, from different things that I've been told, like it's actually increased. Believe it or not.
As I would think that it would, because a lot of churches have should I watch
What you about to say?
that I listen to some of the things they have going on. I'm just saying, like they're not really. His message is not necessarily that you're paying your tithes and offering to pay staff or pay bills or anything of that nature. He's saying he wanted you to pay your tithes and offering because what he's doing in the community, what they're doing for the people, what type of food they're giving out to the people that can't feed their kids that's at home right now, that's not working, that unemployment haven't come through for. So, I mean, to me, that speaks volumes. Simply because for somebody to get up on the forefront and say, "Hey, listen, I still want still give your tithes and offering, but don't think that what the world is telling you what the money going to. It's actually proof. I'm showing you this documentation. What's actually going on? Where the money's going."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think that people should still pay their tithes and offering. I think they should give a little more, But yeah.
I mean,
what Nikki talking about on there?
Oh yeah, Nikki.
Nikki
said my job is secure. I'm working for now. Nikki, you've always been you have always been a real Christian. You're very, very. You're very.
Yes, Nikki. Yes.
Yes.
But here's what I want to talk about.
Always serve the community, not just during a pandemic. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do anyway. That's
yeah, and I feel like I really like the fact that a lot of churches are actually partnering and stepping up, because like the event that's going on tomorrow, I mean, that speaks volumes for one church from every side of town. That's not normal that you see all those people.
Yeah.
It not in Macon. Not in Macon, nothing against Macon. It's my hometown. I love it. Been here 35 years, but that's not normal. And it's sad that it takes something of this magnitude for the people to come together, different races, different sizes, different ages. This is something that should be going on a regular basis. This is something that
here's what
we should be able to call on your.
Here's what we don't need to miss during this season. Here's what we don't need to miss. Everyone keeps about going back to normal.
It is normal.
What if our normal has been the problem the whole time?
Right, and people don't look at it.
Perhaps God is using this to change our normal.
It ain't no perhaps.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Because let's just call the spade a spade. We've talked about it a million times in the almost 2 years we've been doing this podcast. We've talked about it a million times. Almost the common denominator of all of the podcasts we've done has been talking about having church versus being the church.
Yes.
Now you have no choice but to be the church. Because guess what? There are no smokes and mirrors anymore.
You better say that.
For preachers and congregants. As far as the congregant is concerned, you can't go to church to buck, shout, do backflips, praise break, what have you. No, you got to be the church at the house.
Yeah,
that's right.
As far as the preacher is concerned, you can't do no money lines. You can't use no praise team to hype you up.
Right.
You ain't got nothing but the Bible.
Right.
You
say that the word
members from the Bible. You can't hide behind an atmosphere. You can't hide behind a move of God.
Say that.
You can't hide behind no fake prophecies.
Okay.
All you got is the Bible.
Yes, sir.
And furthermore, what this pandemic is going to reveal is what your church looks like Monday through Saturday. What are you doing? What are you doing Monday through Saturday to minister to your community? And you know how you can tell it? If all you doing is going live on Sunday for service and Wednesday or Tuesday for Bible study and ain't doing nothing else throughout the week, that is the telling of what your of the structure of what your church really is.
Yes.
Are you having church or are you being the church? I was talking with one of our deacons. I was talking with one of the deacons at our church, and you were talking about the different things they're doing, checking on members, making sure they're okay, having food. He said something that killed me. He said, a lot of the stuff we're doing during this pandemic, we've been doing it the whole time. It's just put on display because there's nothing else to hide behind it. We've been doing it the whole time.
That's right. A lot of people,
It's just magnifying it now.
people have been. A lot of people have been, and a lot of people haven't been. So that's what Pam always say. Like this is the time. With everybody being so able to hop from live stream to live stream. This is really going to be interesting to see. Just how this all plays out after this is over. Because like Pam was saying on the phone the other day, like, if we don't have to sit in your service.
Right, we don't have to sit there. It ain't no more. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. No, I'm gone. You just lost a viewer. But no, I'm saying, and then even if you are now, Wes, I know you spoke on the Monday through Saturday thing. Y'all see that glow? That's the Holy Ghost. Y'all see it. But no, like you said, the ones that are just going on Monday and Wednesday, that kind of speaks volumes also, because I've seen so many, like I said, I don't know how to put this. I've seen preachers reading books to the children during the week just to stay engaged with the children. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of youth pastors use Zoom. Shout out to our youth pastor Nick, because he got Zoom with our kids, and our kids were so happy. I know my children were. They were happy that they got to see their friends from church, and they got to see Pastor Nick. Even though I'm cooler, it's all right, Nick. You can't talk back. But yes, I mean, you gotta be. Now is the time to be innovative, and if you're not innovative. And let me just put this out there. Here's another thing. I think I talked to you and Aaliyah both, maybe on separate occasions, about it. But let's look at the structure of the church when we're in the church, when we're in the four walls. Not to knock anybody's hustle, not to talk about anybody's structure, but let's look at it. You got 99,000 members. You got 10,000 deacons, 10,000 deaconesses. You got 15 ministers, you got 100,000 ministries. Now is the time that we should see the ministries in full effect. Now is the time these people that have been put on pedestals due to titles because you're a ministry leader. Okay, well, as a ministry leader, what are you doing? What are you leading right now? What are you doing? How are you engaging with your ministry? How many, if we were in the four walls, we would be having, Saturday morning ministry meeting. Okay, so what's going on with y'all meetings now? Are y'all having Zoom? Are you talking to the people? I mean, what are you doing? Like, you got to have some innovators on your team. Now is the time for you to rearrange your team. If you don't have no heavy hitters on your team, I mean, y'all, look at my team. We strong. Y'all said y'all want a real talk back. We back, bro. Let me tell you, I'm in the children playroom turn, office turn, podcast for real talk right now. So you gotta be innovative. You know what I'm saying? You gotta use your resources quick. And that's another thing. I know y'all two are like us, or like me. We don't like titles. We don't need a title. We call, we get the job done. Right. The role speaks for itself. But with all of these titles that have been dropped, all these pictures that have been taken, all these fronts for Facebook, for Instagram, for email, for Snapchat.
Oh, watch this. Watch this. I'm finna get in trouble. I'm finna get in trouble when I say this.
Real talk.
I'm finna get in trouble.
Real talk, hey.
You wanna know what else this has done?
What?
This has stripped pastors of ego. From Lakewood Church all the way down to Booty Hole Baptist Church, we all preaching to the same amount of people. Zero.
Oh, I'm about to say
You got the same amount of people, the same amount of people that's at Joel Osteen Church, the same amount of church that's going to church in Booty Hole, Georgia. Zero.
You couldn't say Backwood.
No.
That gotta be Booty Hole. But look,
Zero.
You
You can't say I had 7,000 people come to my church this Sunday. You
Yeah.
can't say I preached to 3 services and all of them were full now.
Yeah.
right.
Can't say that now. Cannot say that.
No.
It's just put every single church on the same playing field.
That's right. We
Yeah.
all level playing field right now.
Yes.
So
Yes.
look at Nick say somebody get whistle ball. Nick, we in trouble.
Somebody get it. Somebody get it. But I mean, he's right. I mean, I like that. You know, like some of the little country preachers be getting like I don't know how many thousands of views. Like it's really because now they're able, like you said, everybody's on a level playing field, and
Right.
so. And I mean, I use that term playing field very lightly, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody is on the same, you know, hey, everybody is doing the same thing.
And guess what?
Opportunities. So even people with less media, like people that don't even have like all the lights and all the professional setup, you know, like they're still getting engagement because of their content.
Right.
And guess what else? We talked about grandstanding before and all this other kind of stuff. Guess what? All these little convocations these denominations doing now, y'all can't have it now. Let's be real. All these little convocations and conferences and conventions that we like to have, those are nothing but a lot of them are nothing more than grandstanding events. So people can see I'm a bishop, I'm the president, I'm the prelate of this and the prelate of that. God has shut all of that down.
Say that.
And that just doesn't apply to those in pastoral or ministerial leadership either. That applies to lay people too, because lay people have titles within these organizations as well.
Right.
You know, so all of that has been shut down, and now you got to be about the business of doing ministry.
You better say that. And let me just tell y'all something. Demonstration speaks louder than conversation. This is your show me season.
Somebody need to put that in the comments. Demonstration speaks louder than conversation. Somebody put that in the comments.
This is, let me tell you, like Aaliyah said, this show me season. And let me just tell y'all, I love church. I love God. I love a lot of pastors. Y'all preach real good. But if you don't get me and you don't catch me within a certain time frame, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm honest. Because let me tell you, I already am on bedside Baptist, and I love church. Y'all know I be late when we go to the building. I'm on time, and y'all still didn't catch me within the first 20 minutes. I'm out, bro. I'm out because let me tell you, I love God, but you know I can come back and watch it at this point. Now that's what I'm saying. So you got people out here that got real life.
Yeah, that's why you got to be
ADHD and stuff like that. If you don't, I'm not even being funny right now because I don't have none of those. I ain't, but what I'm saying is, you got to get me right then. Like, I am gone. Like,
out of everyone I've counseled, out of all the pastors and ministers I've counseled, I've all told them the same thing. You must be strategic at how you present your worship service, because it ain't like they have to sit through your devotion.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you the first week? What I said?
They don't have to sit through it.
You ain't gotta sit through it now.
Yeah, they can flip the switch. They can flip the switch. Now they don't have to. They're not stuck there. They're not stuck in their pew and just have to deal with whatever you dish them. They have options.
And let me tell you,
you have to be strategic in how you present your worship. You have to be very strategic, and you have to be. And like Pam said, you have to be respectful of the fact that most people have ADHD.
Right. Not even that. Let me tell you something. Now let me just break it down for everybody. I know y'all social media people, my crew right here, y'all too. Y'all know I don't really care so much about it. Let me just tell y'all something also. Now some of y'all church members ain't really loyal. You know what I'm saying? Because some people,
Oh my God, she's finna go there. She's
I'm gonna
finna
call
go there.
it out. Because let me tell you, some of y'all church members ain't loyal. Some of y'all got y'all home church preaching on y'all cell phones to show y'all watching, but y'all got it on mute and y'all got somebody else on the I'm telling you, somebody put a little bug in my ear. So let me just tell y'all, just cause y'all see that view, you better make sure them people loyal. You better check them comments because that view might be there. Them comments might be going to somebody else.
Okay. Somebody told me you have like 10 to 20 seconds to get people's attention, or they scrolling on.
Right.
10 to 20 seconds. You gotta say something good to get them to continue to listen. That's hard, guys. So you definitely got to be strategic about it, and because people have options. I mean, point blank.
Oh, yeah,
Period.
most definitely.
Yes, and that's what I've been hollering for years because we get some people that get cocky and be like, well, you ain't gotta be here. You got options. I mean, jobs tell you that, schools tell you that, churches tell you that. But baby, let me just tell you right now, them options looking real clear to some people that have been raised in a certain church. They've been loyal to a certain church. They done paid in certain churches. They vested in certain churches. But baby, when they at home, you can't see what they doing. When they loyal enough to come to the church, that's because of loyalty. That's not, that's not no whole promise that you can guarantee. And this whole thing about some of these older people, and mama, don't you jump on the line now, cause we got to block. But some of the old people,
my thing was,
they got access to this stuff. They got Facebook.
Some of them got Facebook, so they know you. They sure got Facebook.
So this whole thing about, sorry, Pastor, I couldn't watch today because I couldn't live stream. Yeah, they text me.
Oh no. We done remove that excuse at our church. We even got it fixed to where you can dial in on your telephone and listen to our church.
All right.
There are no.
We done removed every excuse.
No excuses. None. There are absolutely no excuses. But on a high note, like just I mean, we talking about how people don't have they can scroll on if you're not talking about nothing. But at the same time, if you are talking about something, look how your reach has been expanded. Look at the possibilities that of the magnitude of people that you can reach.
Yes.
By, just having the ability to live stream. Like, on a high note, like, that's, like, because you got to have a mind. You can't get so far. You can't get stuck in the here and now. You got to look to the future. So, if you have a mind to have vision, like, you'll really be, you'll really be taking advantage of this situation. Not, I know it's a pandemic and it's a bad thing, but at the same time, God can use any situation, and He can use this situation to be a vehicle to expand the reach of His word. If you're willing and you're not stuck on, I'm not gonna say stupid, but if you're not stuck in your ways, then this is the perfect opportunity to expand the reach and go beyond. I mean, it's no limits. It's no limits, really.
Hey, it's no limit. Hey.
Nope.
But no, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my kid. She came to tell y'all something too. But no, John said something about the punchline. John, you are so correct. You are so correct. You gotta get them. You gotta, wrap them up in there. What else in the comments? Let's see.
Yeah. DVD players are outdated. There's no DVD player on my computer. When I got my computer, I was like, hey, what a DVD player?
Man, TJ, let me tell you something. Tell you something. When I first got the fellowship, I wanted to completely get rid of what?
Children photobombing.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, look.
It's the realest of the real talk.
know what's going on.
Yeah, but when I first got the fellowship, TJ, I wanted to get rid of us doing DVDs and CDs. I didn't see the point because the way people listen and watch church now is completely different. People watch church on YouTube. Facebook. They listen to it, on their phones. They do podcasts. So those are some things that we started implementing down there, and it's worked tremendously. But you do have your few. You do have your few that still like to watch DVDs and listen on CDs or whatever. But I see within the next maybe couple of years, we're probably not gonna do DVDs and CDs at all because now it's gotten to the point where very few people are buying CDs. I can't remember the last time I sold a DVD.
I mean, a lot of churches I've seen too now, they got their own channels. Wesley, y'all got your own channel. Fellowship has their own channel down there too, don't they?
Yeah. We got our YouTube channel is doing great, and our podcast is doing great. It's just moved to a digital age. Quentin Taylor said, but you still have to think about the older members who don't know how to work out that. And you're absolutely right. We do. So we have everything in place. So
then what they got y'all grandchildren for?
That's right.
Listen. Sometimes when I'm dealing with the older people in my family, I'd rather them work what they know because they're gonna call the way it works. I'm telling you how it works. The way it works, they're not gonna try to learn how to do it themselves. They want you to do it for them. I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You're 100% right. You have to, even during this pandemic, you have to think about everyone. That's one of the main reasons. We did the dial-in telephone free game for those. Free game for y'all.
Yeah. I'm about to drop that plug about
if you're looking for other ways to engage people during the pandemic, that may not have computer access or whatever. They're looking to dial in numbers. We are currently one of, I think, 200 churches that are doing the dial-in number via Facebook. We're one of 200 churches that are beta testing dial-in number via Facebook, and a lot of people are saying that it's blessing people. Because, in fact, I was talking to one of our members. She was saying that what she'll do is she'll call some of her older friends that don't have the technology to watch us or whatever, and she'll call them so they can listen. So now all you gotta do is do a dial-in number, punch in the access code, and boom, you're able to listen. But that's just one of the ways. Like I said, this is a time for us to be creative in reaching souls and reaching the kingdom. Because now you have no choice but to be creative.
Right. There are so many ways, like he said, to dial in. My mother and her friends, they are older. Look, I'm not getting in trouble, but they have been people been doing prayer lines and prayer calls forever. You can still. I've been on a prayer line with, I don't even know how many hundreds of people. One time we shut down the line, there was so many people on there. So I mean, almost everybody knows how to use a telephone. So you just gotta do the work, like Wesley said. It's so many ways. Telephone, Zoom. The telephone is probably the conference call, the free conference call, and all of the numbers. The dial-in numbers are probably the easiest for the older saints. But it's like, no, it's so many ways. It's so many ways. No excuse.
Right.
Like,
that was the genius idea. Whoever came up with it calling for church, because I remember I always say my granny in the city, because I had one grandma that lived in the country and one grandma that lived in the city. So, excuse me, but I remember there would be Sundays when we would be sitting at her house and we would listen to church on the radio. So I mean, it's not too far fetched for them to get on the phone. And y'all know old people love to talk on the phone too. So I mean, it's right on time to do that. I think that's a very great, innovative way for churches to reach the elderly, because I mean, think about it, even when they're on the senior citizen list, even when they're in facilities where they don't have access to TVs or internet, they got a phone by their bed. You know, even in a nursing home situation, it's normally phones by the bed. In the hospital, it's phones by the bed. So I think that was whoever came up with that was very innovative.
Yes. And I mean, if we weren't social distancing, I mean, I like to help people, but I mean, for those of you who are for those of you who have grandparents, and I think somebody put in the comments that they have. Elaine Lucas has classes where she teaches seniors how to use the computer. But for those who, like right now, we can't do that. But I mean, all of you, if you got people in your family that go to church and they need help, and like reach out. If like I said, this is a time for us to help each other, the best that we can. We are having to be creative in the ways that we use to help people, but you can still help people, and the word is still out.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this. What do you all think the church is going to look like when the Rona passes and when it's safe for us to assemble together again? What do you all think the church is going to look like?
I think it's going to be at first, because I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to have to sign I did live, because I think it's going to be different. I mean, I know all these posts going around Facebook. Oh, I can't wait to get back in the church. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to do all that. But I think because people from a certain culture don't know what they want. I mean, look at Corona from March to when we go on March the 20-something until now. First, I said, man, don't close. Man, we don't want to go on no curfew. We don't want to go in the house. We don't want to do this. Okay, that's because y'all thought people that look like this. I get it. Y'all thought people that look like this wouldn't die from it. It didn't take about 2 arms to leave. Lord bless them. But then y'all, they need to close the school. First, I was mad because they might close the school. Then when they close the school, when they close the school, these children go back to school. So then when y'all find out the people at the school had it, no, my child ain't going to school. Okay, so y'all 30, 40, 60, 90 days. I ain't gonna be able to sit in the house. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, they said they're gonna give you $1,200 to stay at home. I'm staying at home. I'm good. And I got the $1,200. We ain't gonna do this too long. They need to open the world back up. Okay, and then open the world back up. Now I ain't going nowhere. See, that's how you know the church gonna be empty when you first go back, because people don't know who the church. People don't know who to believe. So that's what I'm saying. Now is the time to keep your people engaged. Now is your time to get people that were not even already engaged with the church. That's why you gotta reel them in now.
Yeah.
So
and please understand, people are watching how you're handling this pandemic. People are watching what you're doing, to assist people.
Yeah.
People are definitely watching.
But like TJ said, the church been thinning out. Like church membership has been on the decline for a minute, which is precisely why I was having that conversation. Another reason why, I was having that conversation with my mom is just like, hey, what if this is where the church is going? I'm not saying that the church building, the brick and mortar building will be obsolete, but I'm just saying, I think it's changing. It's changing, and what we're experiencing now is, we need to be prepared for more of this. You need to be prepared for more of this. I mean, so I don't think it's, being that it was already on the decline, that it was already thinning out, not saying, because they're still like me, y'all, I'm going to church. Like, I don't care. I love church. I love church. I'm going to go to church. But I do still feel like, I feel like it's going to be different. It's going to be different. That this is just a little taste of what is to come. If you ain't making it right now, you need to figure out. You need to be figuring out, like you need to be in overdrive, figuring out, because I believe that this is just a taste of what is to come.
Okay, TJ, I'm on this stuff right now. Okay, TJ, Nikki, I think black churches will be the ones who will be pushing people to come back.
Oh yeah. Nikki, let me say something to that. Kia Moore out of Memphis, Tennessee. You know, I love Pastor Kia Moore. She did a live about a week or so ago, I think a couple of weeks. She said that she was talking with some of her colleagues, and a lot of them, quite frankly, are scared to death because people have not been giving like they should, and they feel like they're not confident that people are going to give and do what they're supposed to do and do ministry unless the people assemble.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. People are giving. I don't know. They might not be giving to your church, but I'm telling y'all, people are giving. I've been listening to people been giving. People been raising like $84,000 in a week. It's all y'all.
Right. People
you just gotta figure out why they're not giving to your organization, or why they're not engaging with your organization or whatever.
You know what I've learned, especially
somewhere
3 or 4 years. People sow where they grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes, black churches do come out money.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
They don't know how to not come off as money.
Have y'all seen these lives? And let me get free game number 2. Free game number 2. Please. It is not necessary to post your giving information every 20 seconds while you on live.
And let me just tell you something. Okay, so since y'all want
it is not necessary.
Since y'all want to break it down by race, I want to go hop in that race with y'all, but since y'all want to put it on the table, they say the Lord prepare the table before your enemies. So I ain't your enemy, but I'm gonna go ahead and let me tell you something. That's where you mess up at. Never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. See, people think it's cute to say, "Oh, we bringing in $40,000 this week." Well, you got to think about it. You got people that's sitting up in your church that ain't making $40,000 a year. So you telling that you got to think about the mindset of the people in the area of your churches and of your,
mm-hmm.
You gotta look at the bigger picture. A lot of people in this area, I have seen personally. I've seen it a lot lately via social media. I won't talk about the topic that goes along with it, but it is a lot of people that were born and raised with a poverty mindset.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of people that feel as if they should be given something instead of working for it. Even the Bible tells y'all, a man that don't work don't eat.
Right.
You can't wait on somebody to keep handing you something. I think they got messed up when Jesus started handing out their 5 loaves. But no, I'm just kidding, y'all. Just playing. But I really think that you got to look at a bigger picture. You can't keep putting up here how much money you're bringing in, and then you expect people to still want to turn around and be okay with a situation. Because it's been times I done wrote $1,000 checks to organizations, but I will admit that I wasn't spiritually grown enough to know I can't keep feeling sorry for people that's bringing in more money than me just because I'm up. But God put it on my heart to give it. I wrote a check. It went through with goods. But what I'm saying is certain types of people are emotional. And I feel like certain organizations play on emotional people. And that is not of God. You can't get somebody feeling all, ooh, and then we're going to take up 15 offerings. No. That's not normal. That's not of God.
I believe.
I'm going to flip this thing. This is a more free game for anybody in ministry. especially if you have been one of the people who have been against this whole digital revolution. Let's talk about multiple streams of income. Okay, everybody out here talking about multiple streams of income. Well, let's transfer that to the church. The church needs to think about other ways to make income. Preachers need to think about other ways to make income, and the church can also think of different ways. There are lots of different ways that the church can make money digitally to help their ministry and not always or not just rely on tithes and offerings. God has given many options. Many options. And if you don't know, then you need to ask somebody. So I mean, we can't, we still have responsibility to pay our tithes and offerings, but at the same time, God has given you a mind. If you ask God for knowledge and wisdom, I mean, you can grow in it. And I believe that the Lord will empower you to seek some other ways to make income to provide. Because I don't believe God will want his church out here struggling in the streets.
I don't believe God wants a lot of things.
Multiple streams of income, and there are a lot of churches that are taking advantage of these multiple streams, and they are seeing it bless their ministry.
Yes, you are so right. I'm one for believing in multiple streams, and Nikki Farley, I agree with you. We, the people of the church should be able to see where the money is going, because sometimes maybe you need to talk to some of your members. Maybe they can help you and tell you how to get more money and how to put the money somewhere where the money can make money. That's the ultimate goal, right? But hold on, let me see there was another comment that I saw. Yeah, okay, so yeah, John said churches in general are money motivated. Yeah, and he said people sow where they grow. That is 1,000% correct. Nicole said sow in secret, and if they're a true giver, you're gonna give without having to be pushed. I totally agree, Nicole. I do agree that the relationship will have you. First of all, let's talk about it. That's the most important thing. And I'm gonna say this. I've noticed this a lot too, and this could be, as y'all are saying, money motivated as well. I've noticed since we've been shifted to the digital revolution at this time, and everything is virtual. I've noticed now that there were times I would hear certain pastors didn't want to even touch your relationship with God over religion. If you hear everything, just listen to. You don't even have to listen to your church. Listen to just random churches, whether they be black, white, or other, and just listen. And I guarantee you, somewhere in their tagline, when it's time to receive, they're talking about your relationship with God. This money is tied to your relationship with God. But we just got to look at it as a whole. I know everybody hates talking about money when it comes to the church. I like talking about money. I just like money. But
all the time she likes talking about money.
You gotta.
You better get your pal. Hello.
Is Mika out here? I ain't seen Mika comment. Mika, where they at? Mika, they need a pound. But for real, like seriously though. I mean, people, if you don't learn anything else from this pandemic, learn how to organize your finances. Learn how to organize your structure, whether it be business, your friends, your everyday life, your family life. You need to learn money. You need to learn structure. You need to learn the importance of a relationship with God. Because let me tell y'all, like I told y'all, I got 3 kids. I'm working from home. I done learned most scriptures at 35 than I learned at 5 when I was made to learn them. Keep my sanity because I can't go outside. But I'm just saying, the relationship has to be real. And trust and believe God will show you what's right and what's wrong when it comes to the money. It took me a while to realize that. Cause like I said, I used to feel sorry for people and just write checks, but not anymore. That's gross. I've grown in these last 30 days, you guys.
You gotta seek. Seeking, you should find. I mean, it's a time for evaluation. It's time to evaluate if your ministry, if you are having a money problem. And that's before this pandemic started, I also had started listening to a lot of podcasts about like church because I love church, y'all. I love church, and I want to see the church. I want to see the church win. I want to see the church win souls, and I want to see the church win. And so I listen to a lot of podcasts on revitalization and how to revitalize dead ministries. And you need to evaluate, and you need to be real about what's not working. And you need to be open to change. And then creativity, when we talk about creativity, everybody think creativity is just being an artist and being this. No, you can be creative. You can find creative ways to make money. I mean, creativity is so big. It's not just one way. It's not about being an artist. Not about being it's not just about being a vocalist. It's not just about you can find creative ways to make money, and now is the time to evaluate your ministry and to seek ways. I promise you, if you seek, y'all, I'm talking from experience. If you seek, you will find. God will give you solutions. You just need to get out there and do the work and to ask. Seek and seek. You gotta seek, y'all.
Okay. All right, I'm with y'all. Okay, let's go get the TJ question. Please, can we get TJ question? Please.
Okay, which TJ question do we want to talk about?
About in the church's defense. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Let's go there.
Please, let's talk about this. Okay, so TJ, you're my homie. We West Side Seminoles, baby. Yes, we there.
I'm so sorry to hear that, guys.
Whatever. It's all about that East Side, Northeast.
Northeast. There you go.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, TJ said in the church's defense, the people need to know how much it costs to run a church. Equipment used to run the wonderful live streams ain't free. Let's talk about it. Okay.
Let's go here.
Let's go.
I understand that it's not free to do anything. I completely understand. I'm a business owner. However y'all want
to. After you talk, I want to talk about that because that's my field. So yeah, go ahead, Pam. Go ahead.
Let's do it. Okay, so yeah, I totally agree that the overhead matters. But let's talk about the fact that some things are very unnecessary. It does not take, let me tell y'all, I am on the 8 all-in-one right now. We're making it live stream here. It does not take, I know everybody worry about quality. I know this is going to get in my head in a minute about quality, sound, visual, audio, all of this.
No, I ain't gonna go there, but go ahead.
But let me just say this. Yes, we know it costs money to do ministry. It costs money to do everything, but you got to be smart and responsible with how you spend your money. You got to look at your bank account. You have to look at the fact that, hey, yes, it's great to be able to keep up with our counterparts. But let me tell you something. Our counterparts ain't hurting. Our counterparts ain't worried about. Let me tell y'all, if y'all go and y'all look at some of these posts that have been going on from businesses, from churches, all of that, about fussing about how they weren't able to get their money, the loans and the approvals and all that. That's why you have got to be financially sound before you start making decisions. Somebody can give me $500,000 right now. I'm not gonna jump out there and go buy a Maybach when a brand new hijack I got $500,000. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep living the same life I'm living. I probably won't even go buy another car. But what I'm saying is, you gotta look at your. First of all, don't let me see how I'm gonna put it. How my dad used to tell us. Well, I can't say it how he said it because this is real talk for the Christian walk. But let me just say, don't let your eyes be bigger than your pocketbook.
All right, come on now.
Like that. Don't let your eyes be bigger than your pocketbook. Let me tell you, it don't take $1 million to do ministry. Trust and believe it does not take $1 million to do ministry. Have you ever seen a man that walked cross country with the cross in his hand? Baby, that's ministry. That's free. That's struggle. It does not take $1 million to do ministry. And I tell y'all all the time, I can dress up a horse very easily and tell you it's a zebra if you stupid enough to believe it. Okay? So let's just say, TJ, on which I understand you're a business owner. We all business owners. So yeah, there is the overhead in certain things, but you got to be smart because, as I said in my post a couple of weeks ago, the prudent businessman plans for situations as this. This ain't the first rodeo. This ain't the first time this done happened. This ain't the first. It may be the first, pandemic of our generation, but this ain't the first recession. And if you are financially sound and you know your money, a blind man can see this coming. A blind man can see this coming. Y'all should have saw this coming when y'all didn't show up the boat. Y'all should have saw that coming then. But I'm with you, TJ. What's your response?
All right. First of all, before
your response, then we gonna go to the next question.
First of all, before I give my response, not necessarily a rebuttal, because I don't disagree with what Pam's saying, but before I give my response, are y'all enjoying this conversation? Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this conversation. Give us some hearts. Share it. Share this conversation. Let other people know we're on. We got some time. We ain't doing nothing, so we got time to talk. But let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this conversation. Let us know in the comments if what we're talking about is being a blessing to you all. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what's up. Now, here's my rebuttal. Well, not rebuttal, but my comment. Okay, so I can tell you from working, I've been doing media ministry now for about 6 years. This is my 6th year doing media ministry. I can tell you that normally in churches, media ministry is the last place money is spent. Media is the last place people are spent, because in a lot of these churches, all they care about is this pastor. The extent of media ministry is normally this pastor work and can he hear himself? That's the extent of media ministry for a lot of churches.
Yes, sir.
They don't even think about social media, which is free for the most part.
Right.
They don't think about the other aspects of media ministry. A lot of times when church buildings are being built, media ministry always gets what's left.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about money, media ministry is normally the last thing discussed when it should be one of the first things discussed. How can one hear? How can one hear without a preacher? You can't properly hear what's going on unless the sound is right. You can't properly see what's going on unless the visual is right. Now, I'm not saying by no am I saying that you have to spend $1 million for your stuff to be on point. You absolutely do not. You do not spend $1 million. And I agree with what you said, Pam, because when you said that other people try to model what other bigger churches are doing and they can't do it. I don't expect, when I consult people, I don't expect everyone to do things on the level that the church I work at may do, because it literally may not be in your budget to do it. But when it comes to what we do, I'm sorry to say this, presentation matters, especially during this pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, if you come off looking like you don't care about what your organization looks like, people are not, when this pandemic is over, people are not going to come back to your church. Now, you can put out a quality presentation using the cell phone.
That's right.
You absolutely can. But at whatever level you're on, you have to care about the presentation. You can't just go out there with no plan and no preconceived notions on how this is going to look and expect the same to accept that.
Right, I totally agree.
Whenever you're presenting anything for God, you always must put your best foot forward.
That's correct.
It may not look like Lakewood. It may not look like Fellowship. It may not look like Lundy Chapel. But you have to be willing to put forth your best every single time and put effort in doing so.
Right.
But Wesley, see, you just knocked a few people out right that one, because when you said for God, see, that's why God shut down the church. Because they ain't doing it for him. They doing it for the people. Before we got in this, they were doing it for the view. How many people view? They were viewing from what part of the world? What is what? Now, baby, listen. That's why y'all messed up. That's why he shut it down. Oh my God, can't do anything. It's not like the trap house. Like, y'all can't obey me. You can't do what I say. When it's not like we shouldn't be prepared for this, period. Because just look at how religion itself was taking over the relationship. Y'all gonna get mad at me. I'm just gonna go on and just log out. But I'm just saying, think about it. First of all, we got people over here fighting about denominations. It's an argument because
don't even get me.
And I've been over fighting about denominations. The lines are too blurred amongst denominations these days anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's one church and it's one God. And that's how people miss the mark also. It ain't just because I know somebody said in the comments a while ago that church membership and attendance was dropping before that. It's because, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all just gonna get mad. I don't care. I'm just saying it.
Go on say it.
It's just like people feel like you saying presentation matters. It's almost like that's like, look at black businesses. Lord, forgive me if y'all get me. I don't care. I'm so sick of people introducing themselves as I'm a black business owner. Well, duh. We see that when you start trying to sell that should not be a marketing. That should not be your marketing line. Hey, I'm a black owned business. You should shop with me. And I feel like that's what the church is turning to. Oh, we black Baptist.
That should be part of your pitch.
Right. And the church is going to turn, oh, we black Baptist. Oh, we non-denominational. Oh, we Pentecostal. If you don't like it, you can leave. Like, no disrespect to nobody. But what I'm saying is, stop doing that. And then you saying that you want any and everybody to come to your business, your organization, your church.
You know what? You know what that is? You know what that is? The most dangerous word in the Bible is whosoever. The most dangerous word in the Bible is whosoever. Because whosoever literally means whosoever. And people say they want anybody and everybody to come to their church.
But they don't.
Not really.
That's another thing we're not ready for. You know, people present it as come as you are. People present it as the doors are open to anybody. The church should be looked at like a hospital. No, it shouldn't. Y'all got souls out here dying, baby. Y'all had souls down before coronavirus time. It took over because y'all was turning your nose on the people. Oh, they ain't good enough to come to your church. These people hurting because y'all see the numbers of suicide and depression before this hit. Like, I'm not convinced. Like, that's why so many people are turning from God, because there are people that they got that don't want to sit next to them because you ain't in a clique, you ain't sit on my row last week, you can't sit here. The people that you are ministering to or welcoming in your church every Sunday and Wednesday don't even know how to behave when new people come. Man, it could be times, it could have been somebody could have came in to sit next to you and you don't know that person could be contemplating taking their very life right before they got there.
I think people miss not like church for a lot of people is their last. Nick, I see your question. We're gonna get to it in a minute. But church for a lot of people, church is their last resort, and we're worried about all these smoke and mirrors and stuff. When a person's the whether or not a person decides to make it to the next day is dependent on the word they get this very day.
Right.
So,
man, don't even saints say they want to do ministry all the time, and I get mad. I have literally talked to people. I've had people come to me and say, "Hey, I want to do this. Let me know if you have a ministry idea." So I might say, "Hey, well, let's go to the nursing home and do X, Y, Z," and then They might be like, oh, I don't know, I can't do, I don't do nursing homes. What? Well, you said you want to do ministry, right? I mean, like, we can't pick and choose like different situations. Like, people are hurting. What I do for me, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but the saints don't want to be down. They don't want to get their hands dirty. That's just it.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Let me play devil's advocate for a second.
You gotta get down and get dirty sometimes. I mean, it is what it is. I've been at the nursing home literally, and I mean, this is no disrespect to nobody. I have almost been slobbed on and really been scared, but I came there to do something. I came there to the word of God, and I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna suck it up. If I get slobbed on, if I get whatever today, God give me the strength to put my feelings.
Let me say this, and I respect what you're saying, but let me say this. I believe ministry is knowing what your lane is. I'm gonna be honest and say, doing street ministry, going on the streets, knocking door to door, that's not the lane that was designed for me. But it does. But you have to. The point of it is, all of us have a lane in which we were assigned to do ministry. We have to know our lane and operate in our lane to the fullest. Now, whoever you try to get to go to the nursing home with you, maybe they felt that nursing home ministry wasn't their lane. If they didn't want to do ministry at all, they didn't want to do outreach ministry at all, then that's a conversation to be had. But you can't just put somebody out on the street. For example, I'm using this as an example. You can't just put somebody out there on the street and send them to, say, the peach orchard and preach Jesus to them, because because the way their personality came up, the way they're personally made, they may not be able to reach someone that may stay, in certain areas. That's not their lane. God does.
Listen, I understand. God gave each and we are all a part of the body of Christ. We all have a specific function. But let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. You are a disciple. You're a believer. You have been baptized. You are a disciple. You'll never know who may come up to you in the street. It's not about whether I'm ready for this or I'm ready for that. You don't know who's going to come up to you. You don't know who's going to come. It don't got to be the nursing home. And I understand everybody may not be cut out for the nursing home, but I'm saying the reason that I'm hearing that I don't want to go to the nursing home, I've heard all kind of reasons. But I don't like, I'm not going to say necessarily like, ooh, the nursing home is like the most fun place to go. And let's go. But at the same time, you don't never know who is going to come up to you at any given time. Right. And you got to be prayed up and connected to God, because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you doing nothing. It's about the Holy Spirit working within you that empowers you to do the things that you didn't even know you could do. So I understand what you're saying. We all have our lanes, and I know that. But I'm talking about these people coming up to me saying, I want to go out and do stuff, but then you can pick and choose what you want to do. You don't want to go out and do stuff, so just don't tell me that you want to go out and do stuff. Right. It's just not. People are hurting. Like, you only want to serve the people who already know God. I don't understand. That just a pet peeve of mine. So, I understand we all got our own. We all got our own gifts.
Right. And no matter what situation you're in, you should be ready to share your testimony. Most definitely.
But you all are called. We all have a call. We all have a call to serve. And you need to be ready. You never know when you're going to be approached in the grocery store. You never know when. So you need to be ready.
You better say that, because I got caught downtown. Y'all remember I got caught downtown? That's what he was trying to tell me. And then he got mad. I knew my word. Go tell my dude. Well, I supposed to be talking to you anyway, because she a female. Well, what you talking to me for the beginning, sir?
And we all talk to be Christ-like. Well, Christ didn't show partiality. He didn't say, ooh, I'm not going. He healed all kinds of people. So I understand what you're saying, Wesley, but at the same time, now we need to understand that some of the saints gonna have to put these little prissy feelings to the side, and
Absolutely.
You better say that because yeah. You better say that. You
That's
better
good.
say that. Cause look, let me tell y'all,
That's
I'm just gonna be transparent real quick. When she said something about it, I was like, what?
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I think she got her own self out.
But look, let me tell y'all, that's because we had a community service class that we could take to get out of school early. And we were gonna go to one of the retirement homes. And I remember we had to get a tuberculosis test and all this stuff just to go. And that's why when she said something, I was like, wait a minute now. So what we gotta do to go here? Because I don't want to just have to be getting no shots just to go, read. It wasn't that I didn't want to help the people. I wanted people to be great. But I ain't want to be around here. Got to get all these shots and stuff just to go one day out of the week. But no, I totally agree. We gotta help say the people. Aaliyah is a true evangelist, y'all.
And she put herself on Front Street, yes. And I need to go.
In my defense, I wasn't worried about getting slaughtered off.
Okay.
Really, I wasn't worried about that because look, I got little children that do all kind of nasty stuff.
All right. I'm gonna address Nikki's question real quick. Should the media team have an input on the length of time and structure to serve, not just left up to the pastors? In a short answer, yes. That's that. But however, pastors should have the final say because I believe God gives the leader instruction on how far to go with the worship service. I believe at the end of the day, the pastor should have the final say. But do I believe that they should have an input? Yes. Because whether people want to admit it or not, worship celebration is a presentation. A lot of people don't like to say that because that may make it seem like it's carnal, but it's a presentation meant to honor God. So there are different aspects to a worship service. All of us are kind of like an organism, a media team, worship and arts ministry, choir that consists of choir, musicians, dance ministry. All of us have different creative interpretations with all the same purpose. And we all have to be on the same page in order to make this hour and a half, however long, presentation flow smoothly and seamlessly. All of us have a part to do, and we all need to be on one accord, and we all have to know where each other's going. In this case, Pam, left hand does need to know what the right hand is doing. And when you don't have that cohesiveness amongst all moving parts to make the worship service work, that's when chaos starts. So I believe the planning of worship on a week-to-week basis should definitely be a group effort.
Yeah, I just think that programs run a little smoother because I just think they do.
She trying to
it don't. Let me tell you, it don't take out nothing. And I ain't talking about the word because if the word good, the word is good. But it doesn't take all day to do
another
that.
thing I'll say too, everything should center around the word of God.
Right.
In my opinion, the main thing should be the presentation of the word of God. That should be the main thing. Nothing, worship shouldn't take over the word of God unless the Holy Spirit says otherwise. Sometimes that happens. But a lot of what I see is somebody wants 30 minutes here in hopes that they get to be the main attraction. Somebody wants to take 30 minutes over here, 20 minutes over here, and by the time it comes time when it comes time for the word, you're exhausted and you can't really.
Yes, God, yes. Let's be. That my friend is what you call dressing up a horse.
Receive the word of God. Even more so now during this pandemic, because
Definitely now.
in my opinion, you ain't got a whole lot of time to waste.
So let me just tell y'all, like, this is no shots at anybody, no pun intended. This was not I decided to go on a church tour virtually. And let me just tell you, everybody don't do everything the same way. So I was watching one service, started off, everything was good. We got to maybe about 10 minutes in, real good. I was like, okay, all right, this gonna be good. We on the way. So then I got a notification that another church popped up. I said, okay, I'm gonna be right back. Promise, be right back. I flipped to the other church for a good 15 minutes, maybe. Within that 15 minutes, that church had a song, they had a prayer, and they took up money. Another notification popped through to go to another church's live. So I said, okay, let me check back to the first church and make sure that the word hadn't started yet, because I wanted to see what the title was going to be to figure out what church I was going to that Sunday. I flipped back. I be doggone. Them jokers was still on the first song.
She's so crazy.
They was still on the first song. I said, okay, I'm going to check the third church that popped up. I told you I was on the church tour. Okay, so I go back. The third church is starting. Their devotion was very quick. Went into a song. Next thing you know, they was like, finna go ahead and take up offering. We're gonna go into the word. And the way the preacher said it was like, okay, y'all know the routine. We do this every Sunday. Pass the plate. We go into the word. Okay. Flip back to the second church, because I was like, okay, they done did a song. They done had, matter of fact, they had communion too. So they had did a song. They had a prayer, communion, and I took out the money. I was like, okay, they did all that. Surely, I'm gonna flip back. They're gonna be on the word. I flip back. They probably was already almost to the middle of the word. I done missed the title. Don't know what scripture we in, nothing. Flip back to the first church. Guess what, y'all? Them jokers on a marathon. They was still singing.
My friend told me that my friend said she was glad that during the pandemic, she was like, she just glad that a lot of the churches had cut out some of their praise and worship. Now for me, I'm a Levite at heart. I love praise and worship, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, the saints out here in the street saying that people are singing too long, and they are glad that that some churches are they don't even have praise teams at all singing. So I like praise and worship, but I'm just telling y'all what the people saying.
And I'm over here like, I'm supposed to be on the church tour, honey. I done messed around, I missed the whole message because I flipped back. And y'all still, I might as well have just stayed with y'all, because we on the marathon over here. Y'all just singing and singing and singing and singing and singing and singing. But that's what I mean. Also, when you lose your people, when you go to doing all that, say them songs for the end.
Not for the end.
Let me tell y'all something. That's why people come to church late. I'm just gonna be honest.
I used to come to church. I used to be like that.
That's why people come to church late.
To miss certain elements, but that's not right.
Wesley, have you ever been to church late?
I'm grown. I don't do that anymore.
Have been to church late? Yes.
Yeah. When you were going to church late, why you going late?
I would intentionally get there. Oh boy, I'm finna get in trouble. I would intentionally get to church to miss devotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Not saying that we put any conditions or restrictions on God or the word, but listen, it all goes back to, like I always say, our church should be ran as a business. Know your market. Know your market. Know your people. And don't get mad at them when they come late, especially if you take time to Africa. They made it just enough time to pay. So, let nights be, good. Like
it's just like the money, just like you were saying about the money, know your budget, you know what I'm saying? Know what if you can't do what this church over here do, it's the same thing. You got to know your culture at your church. If you're not in a church where people want to hear singing, the majority don't want to hear singing for a long amount of time.
An hour or two.
Just don't do it. I mean, just be led by the Spirit. That's all I got to say. Me, I love praise and worship night. Don't lie. So, but yeah, people be doing too much sometimes.
I think I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so y'all know I always tell y'all how I started out in Tweed County, and I think that now I could go for because I'm just gonna be honest. I love when my pastor go there and say "Live in the Valley" or "I need these." I just feel like I can make it another day when I hear "I need it." But what I'm saying is, though, even if you try to drag that song, you ain't dragging it no hour. Because by the time you get to the second round, the people already not feel like because what they going through. You know what I'm saying? You already got a soul saved right there. But I ain't telling the people not to sing. I don't want nobody coming from me talking about they said don't sing. Like, you don't know what church I'm talking about anyway because I don't went to 25 on since I've been home.
Not 25.
But I'm just saying, y'all listen. I know Nipsey Hussle was the great, but listen, when he said the marathon continue, he did not mean for that song of yours to last an hour.
That is so crazy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can agree with it. I mean, if the spirit is in it, majority of the people would not have a problem.
Right. I think a lot of people try to force the spirit.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. So a lot of people they want to keep pushing you or poking you, and guess what? You don't push and poke somebody right on the door because they done came, they get their word, and they gone. They gone. Right. They're not there. They're not there listening to that. That's what YouTube for. We can pull up Tasha Cobbs. We can pull up Kurt Franklin. We can pull up anybody. We can pull up a church singing. No, and I ain't trying to knock nobody hustle, bro. Listen, sing unto the Lord. But listen, you got the rest of your life to be singing with them angels. When you get there, y'all gonna sing all day. So don't keep the church people there all day singing down here. Give us
you gotta respect people's time, man. You gotta respect people's time. Right. Because I think a lot of people have struggle with the fact that people don't have to be in church all day like they did back in the day. Back in the day, wasn't nothing to do on Sundays except go to church.
Right.
Now, prayerfully, the Rona don't affect the football season. Because when football season comes, I'm gonna need the church shut down.
They say the NBA is coming back in December.
Say it one more time.
They say the NBA is coming back in December, so football might be a little shot for it.
Well, no, look, they better not touch nothing. They better not touch football. They better not.
Basketball fans, so hey,
I don't care if they got to play in an empty stadium. They better be. I better see some football this September.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this because I grew up. My mom made me go to church. Sometimes we went to church, in the morning, and we had to turn around and go back in the evening. And I will say this, and I think I heard a preacher say this about this church being more family oriented and stop expecting people to be in church all day. Like my kids, I got 2 kids, and they go to church, and I just if it's not even a family environment, where is the family environment too in church? Like sometimes the children are not even able to really gain from the service, but yet still we want people with children to be in church all day long. So I'm in church all day long, and my children is sitting up here I can't even really pay attention sometimes. You know, after a while, they getting bored. I got to see is my child over here talking? Is she over here doing this and doing that? So, I mean, like, you know, we need to be mindful about our service. Is it, you know, is it feeding the whole family? And we need to keep people we need to keep family in mind when we're planning our worship services and, you know, our second services. We need to keep family in mind and really think about, you know, is this something that the whole family can gain from? And if it's not, then we really need to think about it, you know.
Right, and especially seeing how y'all don't want us to eat in church. Like, oh, like you can't expect to keep people there all day. You don't even want people to snack. Like, I'm just saying, like,
we eat after service, like we don't hardly eat after service no more, you know, like you know, think about, you know, when we're talking about being there all day and, you know, like I said, we have families. Just something to think about things, you know.
hopefully they, you know, they don't fall out with us too bad. But hey, once again, who cares? Because Peg go outside anyway.
So crazy. We got any more questions? Did we get all the questions?
I think
Yeah. We got all the questions. I think it's dwindling down, guys. I think speaking of prolonging the time, we have been on for an hour and 40. We have been on. This has been a whole church service.
All right.
We have babbled long enough. We appreciate you guys for engaging with us.
Especially those of y'all that hung in with us this entire time. Good Lord.
Yeah, and that was good.
I don't think I want to hear me talk for 2 hours.
Right. And we understand those of you who had to leave, completely understand it. You know, hey.
That's right. Next time we'll get a real tonight.
But yeah, like we came off like we had this was an off the cuff conversation. We
just came on here to kick it with you all. So
look, this is what conference look like in real life.
and for those of you that are still on, if you haven't already, please share, please comment. Please let us know how much you enjoyed this particular quarantine version of Real Talk with Christian Walk.
Yeah.
And let's try to make it a goal to come on at least once a week.
I'm down. We don't even get into that. We don't even get into that, but I'm down. You know.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Good night.
Good night.